My name is Christopher James Maloney, and this is the first video that I've ever done. So if it's a little bit amateurish, well, like I said, this is the first video I've ever done. I'm a veteran of the United States Army. I was a military police officer, and during the last little stint of my service, I was a recruiter out of the west side of Jacksonville, Florida. After I was honorably discharged, I went into law enforcement, went into private security. Did the last little bit of my law enforcement, I was a correctional officer, Florida State Prison, for 4 years. I'm making this video because in 2014, in March, I was returning home after dropping my youngest son off from a visit with his mother. I'm divorced, and on my return journey home, um, I was traveling through Waldo, Florida, and a guy was coming out of a bar, and I was going down the highway. I was doing 65 miles an hour. He never even bothered to look before he tried to go across the street with his car, and I swerved to the left, trying to avoid being hit, but he T-boned my car in the passenger side, totally destroyed my car. And then I can remember waking up and I got blood just streaming down my head, and it was a horrible accident, and it cracked my skull pretty bad, and it has left me with nerve damage in both of my arms. Technically, it's called compression of the ulnar nerve, and I'm scheduled for surgery on March 31st of this year. Um, hopefully that'll take care of a lot of the pain, because it's a constant pain issue for me. Um, and I'm on medications, and my medications tend to make me a little bit loopy. Um, I'm on gabapentin. Let's see. I'm on escitalopram. I'm on what's the name for the one? Seroquel. And I'm on another one, Vistarol. I think it's a sedative. Anyhow, I'm on a lot of medications, and that causes me some severe issues. I've been diagnosed with PTSD, um, generalized anxiety disorder, and a major depressive disorder. My life's like a country song. It's hard enough to go through an accident and just recuperate from that, but to have PTSD on top of it, and to have a major depressive disorder. Last year, my middle son Matthew, um, he was 16, um, and he was walking to a friend's house from the grocery store, both him and a friend, and he was run down and killed by a negligent driver. Um, yeah, my son is dead, and it's extremely hard to deal with, in that. Yeah, how can you be? I mean, you're upset at the person who killed your son, but the man had his family in his vehicle, his children, his wife, and it was a horrible accident. Just been trying to deal with that also. I'm trying to raise $3,000. $3,000 to help with associated cost of getting me into some stable housing. Since my accident, I have not been able to work. I have filed for my SSI. I have contacted the government, since I'm a wartime veteran, about getting my pension early, but these issues do take time. And since then, I've been living with family off and on. Um, Sometimes, living in my van, but I'm I'm looking to try and raise $3,000. That will that will help get me into an apartment. That'll cover my first month's rent, my last month's rent, my deposit, um, power deposit. I do have an older son. He's 19. He is employed, been working steady, and he would be living with me to help, cover the rent and help, with my care because, I have surgery in March, and looking at what the surgery involves, I'm going to really, really need some help after the surgery is completed anyway. So, it's a good thing to have him there. Um, I did this video in the hopes of, gaining some awareness from others as to what a veteran goes through trying to get the basic medical needs and their own pension, things that we're owed to us, things that we didn't do anything to not be worthy of those things, especially if you're honorably discharged like I was. Um, so right now I'm sitting in my van making this video. My wonderful van, 2000 model Honda Odyssey. Um, no tag. Well, I have a tag. It's just expired. No insurance. My license is suspended. And I really shouldn't be driving anyhow. But I'm over an hour away from my care provider, and I have no option, no other choices. So that would be a help. That would be another reason why I'm trying to raise this money. So I can be closer to my care provider and not have to go through this terrifying experience. And believe me, if you have PTSD and a generalized anxiety disorder, being around large crowds or strangers or strange places, it's hard enough. And to top it all off with having to drive in a vehicle that has, well, my rear tire has 3 lug nuts on it on the passenger side. Like I said, no license, no insurance, and an expired tag, knowing I could go to jail if I get pulled over. Yeah, I mean, it's by the time I get to the doctor's office, I'm 10 times more out of sorts than I would be normally. Um, if you can help, I'd appreciate your help. Just anything you can donate, even if it's just $1. Um, if all you can do is share, that's it's all the help. It's all the help towards getting my message out there, and hopefully getting some help. Thank you.